The state of Manipur, famously known as the land of jewels, the famous place for Sangai deer. Nowadays, it's in the news for all the wrong reasons. The ethnic clash which is happening between different tribes and different communities in the state. The clashes between the people of the state and the police forces and other security forces. The visible clash between the state police force and the paramilitary force of the central government. What are the reasons for all these issues? Why is there such an escalated issues occurring in the state? What could be the possible solutions for rectifying all these issues? Let us look into all these matters in detail. First, we need to know what is the background of the society, background of the political situations and the economic conditions of the state of Manipur. Starting with the societal aspects, the Manipur state is comprised of more than 200 ethnic communities within the territorial region, which includes the 𝐏𝐚𝐻𝐡 community, which comprises of more than 53% of the total state's population. Then the Naga tribes comprising more than 24% of the state's population. Then another significant community, the Kuki tribal groups, comprising almost 14% of the state's population. This is the social background of the state of Manipur. Now coming to the political aspects of the state, out of the 60 MLAs of the State Legislative Assembly, 40 of them are representing the 𝐏𝐚𝐻𝐡 community of the state. Then, considering the economic point of view, almost 90% of the land area of the state is being declared as forest and hill regions, which are exclusively allotted for the tribal people of the state. The remaining 10% of the land area is accommodating multiple number of communities, even including the 𝐏𝐚𝐻𝐡 community. Other than the land distribution issues, the per capita income of the state is one of the significant issues. Manipur, which was a state with very high per capita income few decades back, today it is the lowest ranking state among the northeastern states in their per capita income. Now we know the socio-economic and political background of the state of Manipur. Next thing, we need to know why there is a clash occurring at the right very moment in the state of Manipur. 142 people dead, more than 4,000 people injured, thousands of people being jailed for the crimes which they have done. What is the root cause behind all this issue? One of the major issue is the existence of multiple ethnic communities within a state with limited land, economic and human resources. But considering the immediate causes of this issue, the triggering point started when the Honorable High Court of Manipur ordered the state government to give scheduled tribe status to the community 𝐏𝐚𝐻𝐡s. This judgment of the Manipur High Court triggered a concern among the existing scheduled tribes in the states. Those are the Nagas, the Kukis and other communities. A state with such limited resources, and as more people are being considered as the scheduled tribes, what will happen? As a consequence, the people who are eligible before to get reservations will not get access to these resources. That is the key issue or the key cause behind the current violence which is occurring in the state of Manipur. Another triggering cause for the recent violence, it is the declaration by the state government about converting many of the villages which is currently being occupied by Kuki communities into reserved forest. This will result in loss of livelihood and shelter for many people in the state of Manipur. Now that we know the immediate causes for this issue, next we need to know what all are the concerns being proposed by each communities in the state of Manipur. Considering the 𝐏𝐚𝐻𝐡s, according to Article 371C of the Indian Constitution, a special status is being granted to Manipur state, and as a consequence of this article, only the people belonging to the scheduled tribe community could reside and settle and own properties within the designated forest and hill tracts of the state of Manipur, which means 𝐏𝐚𝐻𝐡 community, which is currently a non-tribal community, cannot own property beyond 10% of the total land area of the state. See the concern? A community which is about 53% of the total population of the state can own only a maximum of 10% of the total area of the state. The next concern raised by the 𝐵𝐷 community is the increasing issues of drug trafficking, weapon trafficking, and human trafficking in the state of Manipur. Here, the 𝐵𝐷 community is accusing the people who are residing in the hills and the forest for all those illegal activities. Another accusation from the side of 𝐵𝐷 community is that the tribal people who are residing in the forest and the hills are acting as a channel of medium for the passage of insurgents from Myanmar and also the insurgents from the Nagaland state. So this sums up the concerns of the people belonging to the 𝐵𝐷 community. Next, we need to know what are the concerns of the people belonging to the tribal areas, that is the Kukis and the Nagas. Their first and foremost concern is that 𝐵𝐷 community, being a majority community in the state, is already advantaged in the social, political and economic aspects of the state. So, in such a situation, such a community which is already placed in the upper levels of the society, if they are given an additional reservation provisions, that will lead to the further alienation of their own communities. That is the major concern forwarded by the Kuki and the Naga tribal communities. After the order from the Honorable High Court of Manipur, immediately on May 3rd, 2023, there was a tribal solidarity march organized by the Nagas, the Kukis and another tribal groups in the state. As a consequence of this solidarity march, what happened was that the 𝐵𝐷 communities started retaliating against this tribal march. As a consequence, each communities started fighting each other. The delayed response from the side of state police forces and the central police forces resulted in escalation of the issues into different levels. From being an issue which could have been controlled in the initial few days, now even after 2-3 months, the issue is still ongoing. Where could it lead to? Along with the ethnic clashes between communities, one of the biggest challenges faced by the state of Manipur is the lack of trust between the citizens and the law enforcement agencies. The state police force, which comprises predominantly of the 𝐵𝐷 community, is not being trusted by the people belonging to the tribal communities. The Central Armed Police Force, specifically the Assam Rifles, is not being trusted by the people of the 𝐵𝐷 community. So the issue is that lack of coordination between people and the police forces. Also, additionally, the state police force and the Assam Rifles are visibly in conflict. They are fighting against each other. To solve all these problems, many efforts were taken both from the side of the state government and also from the central government. The state government had already conducted multiple rounds of talks with the different ethnic communities. Similarly, from the part of the central government, the Honorable Home Minister of the Union government had visited the Manipur state, had already interacted with different communities of the state, and also had deployed central forces for the maintenance of law and order. But still, the issue is ongoing. What might be the reason? The thing is, the root cause of this issue is communal and social, and not just a security issue. So, before the involvement of the state, the necessary thing which we need is the talks between the different communities. That is, the 𝐵𝐷, the Kukis and the Naga tribes. First, they need to talk with each other. They need to come to a common ground where they can live peacefully. They can coexist continuously without any issues in the law and order, to ensure a peaceful life and to ensure a prosperous future for their next generations. Only after that, the involvement of state will result in a place of peace and law and order. So as to identify a sustainable solution to this issue, what we need is a perfect coordination between citizens, among the state and the direct involvement of the central government. Only then we can find a solution which will last forever, which will prevent any kind of future conflict between the ethnic communities. and only in that way we can ensure the ideal of fraternity as being proposed by the preamble of the Indian Constitution. Thank you.
Amrita IAS Academy.